It's your girl K650 Credit, and we're talking about start reading that book because you need that information. And if you want to excel to the next level, not only on your personal growth, but your business growth, you got to start reading. All right. I know. I love this. I live for this. And I thought, what better day to do this than today because I started a new book and I've been asked and I've been giving books out and all types of stuff. I think one of my superpowers is truly telling people to read books because I wasn't a reader. I don't like to read. It wasn't my thing, but I've found some amazing things inside of a book and I got better as a person. So I went on my book collection and I grabbed a few of my favorite books that I want to share with you guys. Now, most people think I just read business books, and that's true, right? But in business books, I've learned that they actually been teaching me about life. So if you're like, I don't really like books, or Kay, this ain't my thing, this is the video for you because I was just like you. And then I eventually got over that and I realized that the good information is in the book. So I'm going to give you roughly 6 books or so about my favorite books, the books I read. I'll try to keep them in order of when I read them. But if you don't read them in this particular order, that's fine. But I at least want to give you guys a startup kit so that you can actually like to read books and you'll know why I'm telling you this. So let's get into the video. So I pulled out all my favorite books, and these are not even half of the books I've read, but I think, hold on, y'all know I like to get comfortable. All right. So I have a few, and these are not even all of them, like I said, but I think these will do. So the first book I grabbed, y'all see it? All right. So it's The Four Agreements. Now, this little book here changed my life. Like, my friend, I'll tell you guys a story about how I got this book, and most times I ran from wanting to read, but my friend kept saying, you need to go read the book. You need to go read that book. You need to read the book. And I'm like, I'm not gonna keep like you keep talking about this dang on a book. And to be honest with you, I picked up this book because I was going through a terrible breakup. And she told me you need to go read the book. And the book was The Four Agreements. So um the book basically says a guide to personal freedom. And at the time, I felt like I was like trapped in this relationship. Like I didn't know myself. And that's what made her tell me to go read the book. So the Four Agreements is about how to actually realize, if I can say the biggest takeaway was, don't take everything so personal. Everything is not about you. And in personal life, how many of you guys really feel like when somebody pisses you off, somebody cuts you in line, like all different types of stuff, you start to feel like okay, that might have been about me. Or let's say you was cheated on and you feel like, damn, like they don't love me or whatever. This book, I'm telling you, this book will help you get through because it will tell you everything is not about you. Like you don't have to overthink. You don't have to all the things that I used to do, this book helped me set me free. And the other one is 97% of the things you know are not true. Because most of the things that we know was either something that we grew up on, that we probably learned in school and we never fact checked it. So this book really, for me, set the tone about my reading journey. I don't actually have the hard copy of Rich Dad Poor Dad, but that would have been on my list too because that's what I read after this. So the Four Agreements, if you're going through personal struggle, this is the book. This is the book that will help you identify some things. You might have to go say sorry to some people, but this book is really clutch. Um, so the next one, this is, I didn't read this. This is probably not next in the order of how I read, but this is Bible. So this is Think and Grow Rich. I've given this book to one of my really good friends, and I just got it back. I was almost scared that she wasn't gonna give it back to me. But this book, whoo-wee, what can I say about this book? This book really helps with your mental as far as wanting to build a business but don't really know what the heck you're doing, right? So this book taught me about affirmations. So there's a part in this book where it basically tells you what you're supposed to be saying to yourself. I can say anything about this book. There is so much tools in here to have faith in yourself, have desire, like really speak to yourself as if you already know you're rich. Like with the power of the mind is what's going to take you to the next level. And this book displays that in every chapter. Like it will literally make you feel like you can do anything. Like there is nothing in this book that after every page I read, I was like, oh, I could go do that. I could master my mind. I know I can. I know that I'm capable of doing everything I put my mind to, because this book really helps you think and grow rich. I think that I'm going to read this book every single year from now on, because I just think it's that good. Um, Napoleon Hill is a great, great author. I think I'm going to read everything he ever writes. Um, there is a page in here that says the self confidence formula, right? It literally tells you how to believe in you. Like, how do you become more confident in self? Like, if there's anything about life, screw business, life. But how do you walk with your purpose and be confident in that walk? Like this book, listen, it's more than a business book. Go read it. All right. And then we got like, this is like a low key gem. Most people probably never going to read this, but I did. And I found it to be super helpful. It's Empire, Build an Empire by Elena Cordone. And the reason why I read this book was not about business. Well, okay, let's not say that. It wasn't about building a business. It was about how do I exist as a woman in a relationship and own a business. So, the biggest thing I think that happened in my last relationship was that I became a business owner in that relationship. So, I was a W 2 employee. I worked a job. I still had that grit about me, but I then transitioned into a business owner. And what happened when I transitioned into a business owner, I'm going to be real with y'all because y'all know I tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on this. Um, I stopped understanding how to show up in my soft girl era. Like when I became a business owner, it kind of like brought this hard exterior out of me, and I was taking that home with me. And it caused some issues in my relationship because I was now running a team and dictating things, and that just wasn't doesn't work in a household, especially if you're being led by a man. There's only one room for the leader around here. So this book had helped me when I decided to do will go on this self work journey of mine and really like be about me and learn about myself. This book has helped me with that. It taught me how I can exist in a relationship and be a business owner, how I can show up, how I can be authentically myself, but don't dim my light because I'm a wife or a girlfriend or whatever the case may be. But this book gave me so many tools and tips and tricks on how to be present in a relationship and still be a boss. And that's something I struggled with. So that's what made me pick up this book. This was such a great read. I'll probably read it again. I like to read books more than one time because I like to know things that I missed, maybe that I didn't know that I was supposed to read, or it wasn't the season to hear. Sometimes when you read things, you're in a certain season and then you're not in that season anymore and you need a different tool out of the same book. But if you're a businesswoman and you're struggling with how to show up as a feminine businesswoman, I think this is good. All the talks on the internet about how women are too masculine, we're not masculine at all. We're very feminine, but sometimes we just need different tips and tricks on how to show up in that feminine energy. So this was the book for that for sure. Um, all right, so y'all want to talk about money, right? I know y'all tired of hearing me talk about money, but we're going to keep talking about money because that's what this year is about, the year of the upgrade, and we're talking about money. This book is all about money. Profit first. This book is going to make you feel like it's okay to pay yourself in your business. It's okay that you take profit first. That's the whole concept of this book. But not only did it do that for you or for me, it also helped me how to budget and budget my personal money and my business money. It helped me set up different accounts for my business. It helped me be strategic about the money. And I thought like Profit First was just like only a business book, but it is like a book for life. Like, especially when you need to figure out your money. So even if you're not a business owner, I think you still should read it because it will help you budget your personal money and different accounts and buckets that you need for personal life. Back in the day, how many of you guys remember the envelopes, right? So this is like the book of the envelopes. So we're doing it with bank accounts. So if you were really good at like vacation envelope and you had like your grocery envelope and then your nails envelope, this book is basically a high class envelope book. And it really helped me to see my money on a full scheme of things, opposed to like having everything go into one account or everything be in one place and trying to figure it out there. So Profit First is great for understanding budgeted and just understanding the overall concept of money. I definitely recommend reading this book if you're a business owner for sure. But if you're just trying to be better with money and money management, this is the book for you. And then the book that got me to six figures. Now, this book, outside of Napoleon Hill, this book is my number two. Well, I think Rich Dad Poor Dad too, but I don't have a copy of that. But I would put that on our list as well. But 10x 10x was the sole reason, in my opinion, where how I was able to take my business to six figures. I read 10x and it brought a literally, as Coach Prime says, the dog out of me. Like, it made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. And if he's doing this much work as somebody who is a millionaire, multi-millionaire, then I'm not doing enough. And that's what this book has taught me. Every time I read this book, I find something new to implement. It's one of those I'm going to probably read just as much as I read Think and Grow Rich, because it is the sole reason why I took business to the next level. And that's what made me realize that I have to continue reading, because the things I've been able to accomplish just from picking up a book, I don't think there's anything that can have taught me that. And I truly believe that people put things in the book because they know that we're just not going to read it. So I I am an advocate of reading. I think that everybody should read, not just for business, but for like every season of your life, because every one of these books I read in a different season of my life. Like, every season was different. I was in relationship troubles. I wanted to know how to be a wife in business. Just like, just how to tap into different and better versions of myself. And that's what has been going on for the last 2 years of my life, where I've read the most books I've ever read, because I've truly been intentional about where I want to go as a woman and how I want to show up for the world. So I'm currently reading The Rise and Fall of the Vanderbilts, because I want to know how you can be the wealthiest family in the world and then lose it all. And then I'm also reading The Good to Great. So my challenge to myself has been to read a book a month and then to listen to an audio book a week. So if I am able to accomplish this, I would have read as more books than I've ever read in my entire life. And I'm proud of that. So I challenge you guys to go pick up one of these books. Like, one of these, I promise you, is going to change your life, because it changed mine. And I don't give you reviews on anything, because y'all know I tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So these will probably be some of my favorites. I do have others, but I just don't have the physical copy of them anymore, because I lend out my books. People don't give them back, things like that. But I hope this helped you guys, and I hope this encouraged you to go pick up a book. Thank me later, or go listen to a book. Do something, but make sure that this year you up your financial IQ, you upgrade your life, and you do it intentionally.